from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support, and where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, a Milwaukee Black media company.
Happy Tuesday, Milwaukee. Welcome to the Tapped In with Jazz Tyler. It's Taco Tuesdays. Shout out to all the listeners. Shout out to the chat. We going in today. Hope everybody had a beautiful day today. We got a lot to talk about. Got some special guests in the building. Dodson Bennett. He is the marketing manager for Timberland. He will be joining us at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Extremely great guy. I had the opportunity to work with him at the Iverson Classic when he was working for Reebok. And now he's currently the marketing manager at Timberland, which is super dope. So we're going to talk culture, what it looks like for someone of his caliber and ethnicity to work in such a large organization. But before we get into all of that, I would be crazy not to address the issue at hand, and that is Giannis leaving the Milwaukee Bucks. I know everybody got their pennies in a bunch. It's a big deal. If you follow him on social media, you see that he's been posting subliminal messages really like the past 2 months, almost like really the past year on and off. It's like a bad relationship. Like when you get into it with your spouse or your mate and you don't want to say something directly, you just post something on social media. Giannis been giving those vibes the past year. So I don't know what it's going to look like with him and B. Portis going to Miami. But what I will say is I'm not sure if the return that we are receiving in Milwaukee is worth Giannis and B. Portis. No disrespect to those players, but the math ain't mathing. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like. I want to hear from you. 833-212-1017. Do you think that Milwaukee did enough to keep Giannis? I honestly don't believe so. That's my personal opinion. I just feel like a lot could have been done more to make sure that we were able to keep such a huge player. And not only that, it's a loyalty thing too. I feel like a lot of times when we have players like that give their all and they request certain things, to my knowledge, all he wanted was just a solid team, which is not too much to ask for. I mean, after all, he did bring us a championship after so many years. But I feel like we could have done a better job at providing him with better players, not just from a franchise stance, but also city-wise. Like a lot of players in the NBA do not want to live in Milwaukee. Milwaukee closes early. There's not a lot of stuff to do. I know Damian Lillard, he was probably the first person to be as outspoken.
Well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes...
And the trust that you spoke of, and the amount of work that would need to be put in for that to be of a concern to you. Because unless it's you're going on the phone because you're using the phone for... This is the line that we use to pay the mortgage, okay? Then now you have a reason to touch someone else's phone. Other than that, for me, it's a middle school juvenile thing for you to think you need to look for things that your intuition and your gut feeling actually probably told you if they're true.
You know what? I can't argue with you on that. I agree.
Don't God equip you with that? Because I think you said something about the chest pain.
Absolutely.
God equipped you, Jazz, with that chest pain where when you know the way that this person looks at you isn't the same.
Absolutely.
The way that this person sounds when their tone of voice when speaking to you is not the same.
Going to constantly dig and dig and dig. And if they cold and they got some game about themselves, they never going to get caught. They're never going to get caught. There's absolutely no reason. So I posed a question to you, Truth Nation. Password sharing, whether it's phone, whether it's social media, whatever it is, password sharing with your spouse or your partner. Is that trust or is that control? To me, it's more so control. Because if we are in a union, there should be trust. If we are together, there is no reason why you should not trust me. And if you can't trust me, then we don't need to be together. I personally don't have time to babysit, right? I'm telling you, I don't have the time to go through someone's phone, to go through someone's social media. You got women out here and men that be, I just had this conversation the other day with my homegirl, like, there's men out here and women who would literally go through your social media profile just to see who you following and how many times you've been liking and commenting on other people's pictures, right? If you got to do all that, I'm telling you, that's a problem. If you have to do all of that, you need not to be with this person. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. So for me, again, I pose a question. Password sharing with your spouse or your partner, is that trust or control? I want to hear from you. 833-212-1017. 833-212-1017. I've been there, done that. I'm not doing it again. It hurts. It hurts, okay? You're going to find something you don't want to see. You're going to find something you do not want to see. And some of y'all ladies better be careful because some of these men y'all be dealing with is sassy. You most definitely going to find something you don't want to see with some of them. You better keep it pushing. I'm trying to tell you. Don't hurt yourself like that, sis. Bruh. You want to lose sleep at night? You trying to lose weight? If you are trying to lose weight, that's a great way. If you trying to lose weight, go through your spouse's phone. If you know they ain't right. I'm trying to tell you, you gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. But in all seriousness, like us as a people, right? I actually think that I feel like that's a part of the culture. Like it's becoming so normal. We watch reality TV shows. We see things on social media and content creators who are pushing this narrative, this crazy narrative, like if your spouse don't love you, then, they won't do this or they'll do this, da, 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 da. All of these, listen, at the end of the day, respect people's privacy, man. And respect the fact that we are individuals. We came in this world alone. We're going to leave alone. You do not have control over anything or anybody. You can only experience someone. You don't have physical control. And if need be, if anything, if the situation is that bad to where anything comes across your mind to make you feel like you have to be impulsive and do something of that magnitude, then you need to leave the situation. I don't want to be with someone if I feel like I got to go through their phone. If that thought even crossed my mind at 38 years old, it's a wrap. It is a wrap. It's a wrap. People get trust and control confused. if you trust me, you give me the password to your phone. No, Negro. You want to control me. You don't trust me? Trusting me is not asking for the password to my phone. What you doing is manipulation. When y'all be like, yeah, if you trust me, you know what I'm saying? You gonna give me the password. If you trust me, you gonna let me look through your messages. Man, bye. I know somebody that ain't gonna ask. Okay? You keep pushing. I'm not trying to hear none of that. That's not trust, that's control. You have to know the difference. And you have to stop trying to control people, because people are going to do what they want to do. It doesn't matter how much they love you, how much they don't love you. People are going to do what they want to do. And the moment you realize that, especially in a relationship, the easier your relationship will be. I'm not in the business of trying to control anything or anybody, right? Not trying to. Trust it. I'm real big on trust. I'm real big on loyalty. But I love myself more than anything. And I love myself enough not to want to take myself down a path of insanity by constantly going through my partner's phone. That doesn't do anything for me or my partner. And I'm a true believer that if there is something for me to know, I'm going to find out regardless. I promise you. I have gifts. I be having dreams, y'all. Y'all gonna laugh, but I'm serious. My ex-husband used to be so mad, calling his friends like she crazy, talking about she had a dream I cheated. Sure did. And guess what? I was right. I was right. You hear me? That discernment don't play, baby. It's nothing you can get past me. Okay? I'm going to find out. And if it's meant for me to find out, I will. If it's not, then that just means that God didn't want me to know. Until then, play on, player. I want to hear from you, 833-212-1017. Password sharing, whether it's social media or your phone. Is that trust or control? We got to go to break. Truth Nation. Time to tap in 101.7 The Truth.
Don't let summer pass you by. Turn it all the way up at Summerfest. The music, the moments, the memories you'll replay all year long. Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance. June 18th through July 4th. Get tickets now at summerfest.com.
At UW Milwaukee, students don't have to wait until college to start building their future. Roar Ready lets students K through 12th grade join in hands-on programs across campus. From science and tech to arts, sports, and more, students try new things, meet new people, and build skills that matter. Programs are led by UW Milwaukee faculty, staff, and current students. And it's easy to register online. Get started today at uwm.edu/roarready. UW Milwaukee. Roar Ready. Your child's future starts here.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. We are talking relationships, password sharing. Is password sharing trust or control? Time to enter the chat. Let's see. Babar says, phone is on lock as a security measure until we are married. You can have that password. However, a phone is like a personal journal. I agree. I agree with you, Babar, because there is not just about if I'm messing with someone or if I'm dealing with someone else. I have conversations with my mom, with my father, with my siblings that are sacred to me, you know, and sometimes I might even be talking to them about you. You feel me? So no, I don't want you to have the password to my phone if we're dating. You know what I mean? If we're married, absolutely, because we're one. But nah, man. Ken Rue says, what about sharing location? You know, I'm open to that. I'm open to that in the dating stage. I am. I mean, again, there's levels, not initially when you're dating, but like the more you dig into that situationship or you're building towards a relationship, I'm okay with sharing locations. I don't necessarily take that as, not to say that people don't think like this, but I don't necessarily take that as something that's like they're trying to figure out if you're messing off. In this day and age, it's more so like safety measures, right? Like at this point, if I'm building with somebody and we on a certain level and you ain't asking for me to share my location, then you don't care about me. No, I'm just playing. But seriously, like it's not mandatory, but I'm not against that at all. Tenso says it's good women and men still out here for sure. But Bar says, unlike your phone right now, Jack. Listen, I'm single, kinda, and I still have a password on my phone. But if I unlock my phone, there's nothing in there. And even if it was, hello. I mean, I'm just saying, don't be trying to blast me, Babar. Tenso says, but we definitely live in a day and age where people prioritize sex than relationships. That's a fact. That is a huge fact. He also said, I think if there's a need for a conversation, then a conversation needs to be had. There needs to be boundaries for sure. Exactly. That's my point. Boundaries, right? Boundaries. It's levels to this ish, man. You can't come in automatically demanding that you have full access to me and what I got going on. Put a ring on it, bruh. Or sis. Whoever this applies to, put a ring on it, and then that's when everything is everything. But building it up, no, that means you're trying to control me. You want to have the password to my phone. You want to be able to go through. And sometimes there's people who create false narratives in their head. Like I work in an industry full of men, right? Not full of, but majority of men. I've always worked in industries with majority of men, right? Which is why I've been single for a while, because whenever I'm in a relationship, they can't stomach it. They cannot stomach the fact that I have to work with men, right? So if I'm texting somebody that's a coworker or somebody I consider as my real brother, see, I don't play the fake bro, fake sis stuff. If I call you my brother, you my brother. If I'm dating someone and they go and I give them the password to my phone and they go on my phone and see a joke that I made to Meech or Zach or anybody, a crazy person could take that as something like, oh, they flirting with you. What? No, that's not the case. Like that's bro, like that's my brother. We just, so again, that's why I won't give access right away. You cannot have access because people are crazy out here and you never know what a person would do. You never know what type of scenarios they'll get to creating in their minds over something that has nothing to do with nothing. And again, it's about control. It's about, trust. You're not going to control me, and I'm not in the business of trying to control you. You did what I'm saying? We're not doing none of that. If you start a relationship off like that, oh, I need the password to your Instagram and your Facebook. I want to see your messages, and I need to see, you know what I'm saying? Yo, snap, all of this stuff. You might as well hang it up. Ain't no trust there. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Cherie Harris says, after 24 years of marriage, we share our passwords for everything. But that didn't happen till after 15 years of marriage. Let's talk about it. Because what if you are married and 10 years after being married, your spouse changed their password? Is that like a red flag? I mean, first of all, to be married for 24 years and you guys not share your password until 15 years of marriage and y'all still married, it worked. To me, that sounds like proof. It sounds like it worked. It worked. But Bar says, so you dating crazy too? No, I'm not. I use that as an example. Really? You know what's that? And then Mish got the googly eyes over there. Listen, I use that as an example because I have been in a situation where people would create false narratives in their head. Like, whatever you think don't got nothing. Your perception of me is not my reality, bruh. Just because you got some stuff going on mentally, a chemical imbalance, and you know what I'm saying, you making up scenarios in your head. Because, again, I've been there. And I know a lot of ladies have, too. We can put 1, 2, 3 together in under 30 seconds, under 5 seconds. And if the math ain't mathing, them scenarios gonna come and then we gonna end up figuring it out or trying to. There's men out there like that too. Men who will create scenarios in their mind because they want you to be messing off, or I know you was messing with this dude talking about you was at the studio at 3 a.m. Man, I'm in here making beats. For real. Like, what are you talking about? I'm a real rapper. I'm in here making beats. I be laughing on Instagram because I be seeing them content creators like, hey man, when you want to get rid of a dude, you just start making up anything like, hey bro, I couldn't answer my phone. I was at the studio. Nah, bro, I was really at the studio in real life. Really making beats, really rapping because I'm trying to get some money. Like, come on now. Biko said men have stories too. I bet you. Because I'm telling you, I used to be that person. That's why I know. I used to be the person who went through my ex-husband's phone all the time. I couldn't wait to catch him. I was a detective, a private detective. I had friends that could have paid me. I could find out anything. I promise you. Call Jazzy. She'll find out. 1-800 call Jazzy. You want to know if your spouse cheated? We go pull up together. You understand? But there's no worse pain than to wake up in the middle of the night while this man is sleeping, snoring, trying to go through his phone. You got to creep. It's too much work, first of all. I'm not waking up in the middle of the night because I like to sleep, okay? You got to wake up. You got to creep out the bed. You got to go to a whole different part of the house. You got to make sure that you got the password. If you don't, like, because they get slick. Okay, I know she been going through my phone because, you know, the first 3 times you don't say nothing. You just get to looking at them funny, making faces like, what's up, babe? You hungry? No, I ate already. I don't want to go here today. Dang, what's wrong with you? Nothing. Yes, it is. He ain't going to say it out loud, but he going to be like, she went through my phone. I know she did. So now what you do? Put the face recognition on. Now you got to creep out the bed in the middle of the night. Literally. Take his phone or her phone, put it up to their face or put the thumbprint on it just to unlock the phone, which means, you are risk getting caught. That's too much work. Then you got to go to a whole different part of the house, turn the ringer down, and then you got to spend time going through the phone. Then you got to spend time going through social media. And then don't forget, if you are dating a man that has sisters, baby, you better check them conversations because them sisters ain't no good neither. You got to go through the mama text, the sister text, the favorite cousin text, the best friend text. You got to go through everything. You can't just go through the text to see if it's women. No, you got to go through every single text. That is just too much work. Okay? Too much. That's a job. Yes, I have, Babar. Fellas, she has literally. Exactly, I have. But the difference is I've learned from it. This was when I was in my 20s. I was really about that action. You feel me? I had the energy too. I could get up and be like, all right, I'm going to be honest. It was control. Wasn't trust nothing. I was 10 toes on the dendo. You understand? You going to do what I say, and I'm going to find out. Because if you playing in my face, it's going to be a wrap. You feel me? If I'm giving you my time, my effort, my unconditional love, and you playing in my face, you going to learn today, and she going to learn today too. And guess what? At 38, baby, if that's what you choose to do, be my pleasure. Because Jazz going to sleep and snore a little bit too. Do what you do, boo. Just make sure I don't know, because as soon as I do, it's a wrap. But I'm not waking up in the middle of the night to go through your phone. I'm not going through your social media. I'm not doing none of that. If I feel like I have to at 38 years old, you are not the one for me, period. Okay? Period. Zay Shay says, my ex could see my finger pattern smear on my screen. She followed the pattern and got in. Thankfully, I erased mostly everything. Early 20s. Exactly. Thank you, Zay. We're talking early 20s. Not anything that I would do right now. But that is crazy. I haven't thought about that. Now, that's next level. But Bar says, guess I'll cancel my phone and get a landline. Listen, it's star 67. I mean, star 69. Come on now. Star 69. What you mean? It's ways around the landline too, baby. Especially if you got caller ID. Yeah, I come from that era too. Okay, you want to cheat on a landline? Back then, cool. Star 69. And we going to go through that Ameritech caller ID, and we going to see who you been on the phone talking to. And your minutes ain't free until after 7 or 9, which means I know for a fact that you ain't going to be talking to nobody until after 7 or 9. All right? Cherie says, I'm so glad social media didn't exist in my 20s. I'll be in a whole mess of trouble. Listen, honestly, social media came out in my 20s, Facebook. No, when I turned 18, that's when we had Facebook. But it was for college students only. You know what? You're right, Biko. I am having flashbacks. Because that made me think. That's where it all started. Facebook. It was for college students only. College students only. And my ex played ball at Marquette. Oh, you know it was going down. And then came Twitter and Instagram. But when they dropped Snapchat, it was a wrap. And you can't catch nothing because they disappeared. All the messages disappeared. So you would never know. You would never know. We are talking Truth Nation, password sharing, whether it's social media, whether it's a phone. Is that trust or control? We want to hear from you, 833-212-1017. Do not touch that dial. We got to go to break to pay some bills. 101.7 The Truth.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Spaces are limited. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkeprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
Make your home and family safer by properly getting rid of nasty chemicals and fire hazards. MMSD's Home Hazmat program offers 3 drop-off centers that are open all year long. It's fast and easy. You don't even have to get out of your car. And it's free to visit a drop-off. Lithium-ion batteries, old gas, propane tanks, they take all of that and more. For a list of things you can and cannot bring, locations and hours, go to MMSD.com. Milwaukee County residents only. No businesses.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, my not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of The Truth. For almost 100 years, they've been committed to helping families protect what matters most: your home, your vehicle, and the dreams you are building every single day. If you are part of the Truth audience, you already know. You work hard for yours. That's why having the right protection in place matters. American Family helps you stay ready for whatever life brings so you can focus on moving forward. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. What's up, Truth Nation? We are talking password sharing, social media, phones, all of the above, right? Is password sharing considered trust or control? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to all the listeners out there. Ken Roos says, I used to use Google Voice phone numbers. You know what? In the beginning, that will work. But because you have to connect your regular number to the Google Voice, it doesn't matter. It doesn't work. You're still going to get caught unless you just tell them not to text. Not Really a City Girl says, if we are married, you can see my phone, but why? Do we have trust issues? Let's talk about it. Eventually, the secrets will come to surface anyways. I'm not about to be stressed unnecessarily. Come on, clock that. Seriously. Clock that. Okay? Because I'm not about to be stressed neither. I did all my stressing in my 20s. Listen, if you like it, I love it. Okay? Especially if you're getting on my nerves. Oh, you got somebody else? Okay, well, tell her she can cook Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All right? Tell her do this on Tuesdays and Thursdays and go on about your business. Get up on my face. There is no reason as a married couple or dating why you should have to have your spouse's or partner's password to their phone. There's no reason. It doesn't make sense. If there's any thought that comes across your mind where you feel like that's something you have to do, come on now. What are we talking about? Why? Why are we even together? The text line, shout out to Dwayne Holland. He says, hey, Jazz, it takes too much energy to control somebody. It does. It really does. That's what I just broke down before we went to break. I got to wake up in the middle of the night. And if I don't know your password, I got to try to do face recognition, figure the password out. You know what I'm saying? I got so cold, I used to go to the email. When everything was deleted, I done broke into the email, all types of stuff. Because everything he had was going to be connected to that email. I'm going to change your password. See, I was petty. I remember this one comedian said, take all the left shoes. I most definitely would have done that. I would have, had I known. But instead, what I do, I used to change the password to all his social media accounts. Yep. You ain't... If you gonna cheat, I'm gonna see it. And now you gotta ask me for the password. But again, at this age, at this grown age, who is really trying to go through their spouse's or partner's phone? Like, come on. We got so much other stuff to worry about, man. For real. So much other stuff to worry about. It makes absolutely no sense That's control. That's not trust. And if anybody tells you that if you love them, you'll give them the password to your information, that's manipulation. They don't care about you. They don't care about your privacy. They don't care about your individuality. They don't care about any of that. They just want control. They want to be able to control you, to say, yeah, I got the password to her phone or his phone. I got the password to this or that. Or, hey, we share social media accounts. Can I get a buzzer for that, Zach? And
wait, say it again.
Sharing social media accounts with your partner or spouse.
I mean, my brother does that with his wife, so.
I need a buzzer, man. I need a buzzer for that, Zach. Listen.
Nope,
Z.
I can't.
Listen. My sister do it with her husband too. That don't mean I agree. That's too much control. You mean to tell me we can't even have our own social media accounts? I mean, it is personalized. Like, it's based off the couple. I will say that. You know what I'm saying? It's to each his own. So it do work for some people because, for example, my sister has been married since been with her husband since she was 16. They 53. All their whole life, right? That makes sense because they know the same people. But that's not the situation with me. No, we're not sharing social media accounts. What do you mean? That's too much. That's control. That is control. That's controlled. I'm trying to tell you. But Bar says this is too much. Why can't you just ask if he's cheating? Not really a city girl says 100 Jazz. It's other things to focus on. See, the thing about it, Babar, is that's, to me, where I'm at, that's exactly what I would do. Ask a question. But if I got to ask a question, if they're cheating, then they probably is. Again, discernment, red flags, indications, okay? Flag on the play. There are certain things you should be able to tell without even having to ask, especially women, because we just know. If I have to ask you, then more than likely you are. And I'm talking as far as if we're married, right? Not if we're dating, okay? The way I like to communicate is this. Right now, if we're together and if ever there's a time where you feel like I'm not enough, this isn't working, or, you're losing interest, and it's just like, hey, so I want to do something else, or just tell me. I'm so understanding. I understand you as a human being. We can talk about it. Okay. You know what? Maybe I agree. Maybe I'm feeling the same thing, but you never know if we have a conversation. As adults, you should be able to sit down and say, I feel like based off of your actions, this is how I'm feeling. This happened, you did this, you came home at this time, you stopped answering at this time, not just once, but consecutively, it's been happening. You don't sleep in the bed no more, you sleeping on the couch. You're taking your phone in the bathroom with you every time you take a shower. You're doing all of these different things. Have a conversation. Don't go through the phone, just ask. And also to that point, I think the reason why people don't ask is A, because they're not going to get told the truth, and B, they don't want the heartbreak. But it doesn't mean that you don't have to ask. I genuinely believe in strong communication. If we say to death do us part, I promise you that's what I mean, baby. Once you in, ain't no out, big dog. We going to talk about this. No matter how hurtful, no matter how hard it is, let's have a conversation. Because if I'm feeling away, I'm going to tell you. Hey, listen, you ain't satisfying me. All right? You ain't satisfying me, bruh. I don't know. You better step your game up, or you're going to have to, and I don't mean just sexually, I mean just period. If there's something going on in my relationship that I'm not happy about, I am not going to cheat. I am going to have a conversation with my partner. Okay? I'm not going to sit there and have no man, I'm going to go through your phone or trying to go through his phone and all of that nonsense. That's not what we doing. That's not what we here for. That is not what we doing. Have some conversations and grow up. Stop trying to control people. Stop trying to control people and allow people to be who they are. For real. Because if you are with someone and they are doing something, then that's not the person for you. Period. All that, I'm a ride it, I'm a stay bull crap. I'm not going to let you cheat on me and do me dirty just to make me feel like after 20 years of being with you that I earned the trophy and now I finally got you to settle down when you fat, bald, you ain't got nothing going on, you're not attractive, you're the guy that used to be. Yeah, no, nope. If it don't work, bye. For real. If it does not work, bye. Fur Tesla says, nice to see a woman talking with calm, with care about what is happening. I'm only speaking from experience. For real. There should never be a point in your life where whoever you are with or dating or married to or any individual should allow you to be in a space that would take you somewhere else, all based off of a decision that they made. That's how it's hard. I'm not perfect, okay? It's hard. But as a retired crash out, that's exactly how I live my day to day. Why do I have to get mad over a bad decision that you made? Even if it hurts me, why do I have to be upset about something you did? You did it. You should be upset. You messed up, not me. Not me. All I'm going to do is sit there and smile and keep it pushing. I'm not going to get my lick back. I could, but I'm not doing all of that. No. You know why? Because I know my worth. I know who I am. I don't need no man whose phone I got to go through, and don't no man need me if I got to go through his phone. Plain and simple. That's that. All right? I don't care what you've been told. All right? Ladies, I'm specifically talking to the ladies now. Stop that. Stop that. No, don't do that. Stop going through your spouses and your man's phone. Stop, trying to pull up all of that. No, we not doing none of that. We not doing none of that. Because I be in the booth for real, okay? Baby, when I say I'm at the studio. I'm rapping, making beats. I'm not cheating. We want to hear from you, 833-212-1017. Do not touch that dial. We got to go to break to pay some bills. 101.7 The Truth.
Put that on everything. Damn. I'm gonna call you back.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org.
Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct at the American Family Insurance Studio in the beautiful heart of downtown Milwaukee. Truth Nation, listen. We had an amazing conversation the first hour. We're going to pick back up on that conversation. But first, please stick with me. I have a very, very, very special guest in the building, Mr. Dodson Bennett. What's the word? How you doing? Dodson Bennett is in the building. So for those who are
you on? Is your camera on mute?
Be joining us live. Can you hear me? It's okay. Man, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, I want to give you your flowers because I know the work that you have done. I've seen it up close and personal, but I really, really believe that now is the time for people like you, even myself. It's time for us to really utilize these platforms to get the information out to share. So for those who are not familiar, I actually had the pleasure of working with Dodson, and I met him some years back at the Iverson Classic when he was working for Reebok. Now he's currently the market.
Way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Holding out is such a task. That's why me I say this from my heart. Oh Lord, don't let me cheat on my girl.
Z cutting up today, 101.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. Did you meet you in the building?
What's the word?
Hey, Z over there cutting up, man.
Yeah. I mean, it fits the theme for the day.
It does. Anita Nicole says, Jazz moving silence. Yes, I do. When it's time for me to pop out, I'm going to pop out.
Yeah.
When it's time. It ain't time.
She can move in silence.
No, I never even said if I was in a relationship or not. You know what I mean? What I will say is I am building with somebody. I am. And I respect him too enough to play in his face. You understand? We're not committed. We're not committed. But I respect him too much to play in his face. So guess what that means? And the reason why I say that is because women can't do what men do. Even if he was entertaining other females.
Y'all do way more.
No, listen to me. Even if he was entertaining other females, he'd get them off his line when the commitment comes. I can't do that because when you get to messing with certain type of men, it can get messy. You know what I'm saying? And dangerous. So we don't have that option.
Yeah.
To build with multiple men at the same time. You got to choose one. And it's a respect thing too. I'm just that type of woman though. I know some women who like to serial date, date them all. No. First of all, that's a setup for a disaster.
I mean, but some women got that type of control though.
Yeah, but it's still a setup for disaster, not just for you, but for them. Because now you're leading multiple people on at the same time. And then you, not only that, it's like, I don't even have that much energy to give multiple men.
But those women not actually giving that type of energy to make you think you finna be with them.
You sure?
No, for real. Like if some women, like if a woman give you the she ready to settle down vibes, you could kind of guarantee it's only maybe a handful of guys she may be talking to try to figure this out. Yeah. And it's not really that intense either.
You know what I do? Like, I'll have 2 options. I don't do the multiple 3, 4, 5. I don't do any of that. You got to have at least 2, so you can know. Compare and contrast,
like,
right?
If a girl giving you the vibes of she's ready to settle down, like I said, you could kind of guarantee it's no more than 5 people that she's kind of on a fringe with trying to see what's going on. Like even if you just came in the picture, then you could just be like, okay, cool. Maybe it's just you and maybe other guys she talking to, or maybe she like, no, that's how you even came into the picture. That she's kind of like leaning towards somebody else or whatnot. That's how you even came into the picture. So,
but mine is 2. I don't go past 2 because I'm intentional and I know that I want to be married again. So I don't have the mental capacity to do. It's like I don't. And then once the confirmation is there that
every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love.
Women that's like, oh, date them on, do this. No. Because when you do that, you're intertwining with too many spirits, not sexually, but just mentally. The whole thing, like, you can't say you want a husband and you talking to 5 different men. That's not preparation. I've been in solitude for the past year because I want my husband. That means that I have to have discipline, no temptation. I have to move a certain way. God has to prepare me a certain way. If I'm dating and talking to multiple people, I'm gonna miss that train. You know,
because you know when you meet certain people that what type of people they be.
Yeah, but you know my problem is
you don't go nowhere.
I like them a little rough around the edges.
Yeah, so you gotta go over here, go over
my
there.
problem. No, but they gotta be street smart and book smart. Like, that's why I say it's not that I didn't have options. It's just that I'm a certain type of woman. You know what I mean?
But it's time to turn it
that
up.
Come from a certain type of family. I need a certain type of man
that can handle that.
He gotta know how to maneuver because my brothers or my daddy might say something. My sister, somebody might. If they feel like you ain't, you know what I'm saying, moving a certain way. So, yeah, I got to have a certain type of man.
Yeah, you got to have tough skin as a
Absolutely.
Man. And you got to be, like we was talking about, alpha, man. You got to be a somewhat of alpha.
You got to be a man.
Stand in the room.
Because there's a lot of sassy men out here. I don't know why everybody think that that's cool or that culture is cool, but it's not. I don't want a sassy man. I want a man.
Yeah, you don't want to have to stand in a room and be intimidated by somebody's uncle or something like that. You want the uncle to look at you and be like, oh yeah, I respect that brand.
Exactly. That part. Thank y'all so much for tuning in today. We truly appreciate y'all. Do not forget to tune in Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Jazzy and Meech, 101.7 The Truth. Y'all have a safe evening.
It's something you should know. I ain't one of them, baby. I'm him. And that's one thing for sure. Yeah. Pretty woman. Oh, it's almost time to go. Ooh. And I got a lot of options, baby.